Yes, people, welcome to Never a Foul. Another day, another dollar, another Monday, as we say. But people, make sure you smash the like button on your way in. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Big up everyone that's been watching recently with the shows, the channels. If you look at the views as well, everything, the work we're putting in is working with you guys, and you guys are smashing it with us as well. So thank you ever so much. Tyrese, no, Daps is working at the moment, but he'll be on tonight's evening show, I think, about 10 o'clock. So make sure you tune in for that as well. Big up Mo, Cassiv's time inside. What we say, man, them recovered from the weekend?
Yeah.
No, I'm all right.
I'm pretty ill, but I'm recovering thanks to Mo's super paracetamol drug thing. So,
gave you the Egyptian remedy, yeah.
I can't lie, I had the sweats last night. I had a massive headache. I was still trying, and then Man United, that's a headache, which you're gonna talk about later tonight as well.
Did you stay up and watch that, by the way?
Yeah, man, through the illness and my
Yeah,
stomach.
we did.
You know when you've got like a awful stomach, like it's upset, right?
Yeah,
and you have to stay in one position in bed because otherwise you feel like you're gonna throw up or something.
Yeah,
dread. That was me.
Okay. Do you have the cereal as well?
Yeah, I just had it. It just freshened me up. I'm good, man.
We say Mo, all good?
I'm all right, yeah. I'm good. Preparing to go back, so yeah.
Oh, sorry, Cass, about the delay. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, no, that's all right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Perfect.
Delayed again?
We're gonna get... Yeah, don't know why it's delayed. I've opened the door now, so I was gonna carry on going, but I'll host. I can host. You lot can run the answers. It's cool. Big up everyone that's watching though. Make sure you do smash a like, subscribe as well. We're gonna be talking about Mbappe. We're gonna talk about Gvardiol and Liverpool, and if they should go for him, and what that actually does for their season if they do get someone like him. And we're also going to talk about Arsenal and David Raya and Kvaratskhelia as well from Napoli, who they're potentially looking at in the wide berth. So I think it's only right that we start with maybe the Arsenal, if I'm honest, because I don't know how you guys are thinking of this, but this David Raya news, yeah, and Kvaratskhelia, I just feel like it's two positions that they don't actually need, because Kvaratskhelia doesn't play on the right hand side. We were talking the other day that if Arsenal need depth, then they need to get someone on the Saka side. And then we're talking about a keeper in Aaron Ramsdale that plays the football they want. Yes, he makes a few errors, but they signed him and he's the proper number one, and he's not coming to be a number two. So Mo, David Raya, does it make sense?
Well, it does, but we have an agenda against Arsenal. It does, but we have an agenda. As everybody in the comments from yesterday said that we have an agenda. Listen, Ramsdale is a very good goalkeeper. He actually was an improvement over Leno for them. He actually was one of the reasons they were challenging. However, modern football, they need a better distributor. Like Man United, we watched Onana as they were awful yesterday. Man United, we'll talk about it later. Onana looked different in terms of like distribution. We know Edison, we know Alisson. How many goals did Liverpool score on the counter just from an Alisson vision? And I don't think Ramsdale has that vision. If you watch him, he doesn't. David Raya was one of the best goalkeepers in the league last year. His distribution is probably amazing. It's very, very good. Maybe he's not Edison or Alisson, but he's very good. For just a question before I talk too much, goalkeepers don't need competition like that. You cannot just sign top goalkeepers and assume someone's going to sit on the bench. Your second goalkeeper has to be a second fiddle goalkeeper.
Facts.
Has to be a second, a tier below your goalkeeper. Ramsdale and Raya are the same category, same levels. Both are internationals. Ramsdale and Raya are a Spanish international. Ramsdale with England. I don't think Raya would go there assuming I'm going to sit on the bench for a whole season in a Euro year. I don't think that's going to happen.
It doesn't make sense to me. This is what I think. In Cass, like, I like asking you sometimes different questions because I just like your brutal honesty, to be honest. Like we were arguing with Jules on the weekend, and it's like, yo, we're finishing above Liverpool. End of. Like that was sick in the garden. I wish that was the pod, but but who's better for you, Raya or Ramsdale?
Raya. Ramsdale's. Like I said yesterday night, yeah. The thing is with Arsenal fans currently, which we had as Man United fans, I call it the David De Gea syndrome, yeah. And it's just like, because it's like such a sentimental value, being English as well. Obviously, him being from England as well, him being so vocal and him being a part of that, that Arteta core that made him get better. Of course, you're going to be for him. But if you want a modern day goalkeeper, it's like, don't get me wrong, he's okay with his feet. You know, anyone can do short passing. Long passing is not too sad, but composure is probably going to be the new thing for new goalkeepers these days. How composed are you in goal? Because pressing is the new thing in every front forward line, and that's where I think it's got an Arsenal into a little bit of trouble. David Raya, the only thing is about him, people think like, oh, he's the option for for what's his name, Turner, potentially going to
Forest, which does us, yeah.
But that doesn't matter. He could Turner could become the third goalkeeper. He's not, you know, like he might not get another move. He could be a third goalkeeper. Ramsdale maybe second and Raya first. He's not going there because he could have. If he wanted to be first team goalkeeper, like he would have taken the buy-in option, in my opinion. And he's still a top quality goalkeeper. And he's got very good. You know, he's very composed. Only thing is, it's just like I just feel like he ain't going there to be number 2. And people say like, how often have you seen it where 2 goalkeepers have pushed each other and keep staying at the same club in quality of Ramsdale and in quality of Raya?
You know what? Yeah, the only time I've seen it, do you remember when Casillas got pushed out by Diego Alves and then one was playing Champions League and one was playing League? That was the only time I saw 2 number 1s effectively playing at a top club. And that only lasted a year.
Exactly. Courtois check doesn't last long. Even to the point with Man United, Romero and what's it called? And David De Gea.
Okay, yeah.
Romero saw some smoked blood and he went in that first team spot. They just don't stay that long. Do you know what I'm saying? Someone's going to end up getting pushed. And I'm not being funny. If you're looking at Arsenal's perspective, I think it's sick from Arsenal. I can't lie. They're trying to improve. Like, I'll tell you what's to improve. Yeah, it's nothing bad. When you're talking about 29, 30 million, that's a bargain, like, still for a quality, like, the Raya. Only, and you can say, oh, he's kind of short. He's like 6'1", all this stuff. Well, Ramsdale, like, you might lose your place. Now it's time to improve yourself. You're young. You're 25. You've got a couple years on him. So see what you can. See what you're about.
Just to be honest about that, so we're not reporting wrong news to the people here, since this is transfer news. Arsenal haven't bid for David Raya. Arsenal are still discussing internally if they're gonna bid for David Raya or not. I don't think it's a priority unless Matt Turner asks to leave, because Matt Turner is the USA international. So if Matt Turner stays, I think they just keep the goalkeeping situation as it is. Brentford, Thomas Frank said, we want 4 million, we're not moving if you pay up or don't even come to the table, right? So that was very obvious from the beginning. So just to be clear, Arsenal have not submitted a bid for David Raya. There is no bid on the table from Arsenal Football Club. It's just talk. And we're here to talk about it, but we're not here reporting that Arsenal are already wanting David Raya. It's just a talk.
Yeah. Like Ornstein said as well. I think they'll speak to the player first anyway.
They are talking to the player at the moment.
Yeah, that's the player.
They are. They're discussing wages.
That's what, you know what I find? I feel like transfers are all that now. It's like you agree personal terms, then you put in the bid. That's what everyone seems to be doing right now, to be honest. Big up NLF as well. He's got a super chat in. Appreciate that, brother. He says, if you think Raya is more press resistant than Ramsdale, you haven't watched enough Raya. Raya's just better long passer. Ram's a better shot stopper too. I actually, funny enough, have watched when Man United played Brentford last year. I went to that game and Raya was really good with his short passing as well. Like, he was very composed in the ball. We're not the best pressing side in terms of challenging goalkeepers, so I can't say that like he was good under pressure, but in terms of his distribution, he was like top class. But what do you man think on that about?
No, NLF, I have to disagree in the nicest way possible. I seen Barcelona press Ramsdale in pre-season. I saw us press Ramsdale in pre-season. It's even, and I can go back to last season. He's not, you can't really call a goalkeeper press resistant unless you're Edison and Onana, and that's a rare case, if I'm being honest. Like, people that are really, really composed, even Manyan, you know, like, really, like, that's different level stuff. But for me, it's like, I agree, Ramsdale's definitely the better shot stopper. Like, Ramsdale's a top quality goalkeeper in terms of shot stopping, but the game doesn't want that only in this day and age. And that's where maybe, what's it called, where Arteta might be thinking, how do I improve this team to get even further up the pitch? David Raya might be that solution, because I just feel like Saliba, Gabriel and everything, you got a fast-ass back line, Timber. You can afford for that line to go even further up. That's the way I look at it. I rate Raya over Ramsdale. I just think Ramsdale's overrated. I still think Ramsdale's actually a good player, a good keeper, but that's all he ever will be, is a good goalkeeper in my eyes. It's a bit like Declan Rice. I think he's a very good player. And you know my consistency on Rice. I don't actually rate him the way other men do, and that's totally fine. That's it.
Yeah. Can I say about, to be honest, if it was me, that's my opinion, I would choose Ramsdale over Raya, because Raya is shorter. Raya isn't good at shot stopping, and I still think that shot stopping is the main attribute you should look for a goalkeeper, as long as he's acceptable with his feet. I think the difference in shot stopping between Raya and Ramsdale is big, in my opinion. Ramsdale still can pass the ball around short passes, but in my opinion, overall package, as at the moment, I would choose Ramsdale over David Raya.
Okay, guys, make sure you get your likes in, people. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, but there's 500 of you here, and the likes are not even reaching to 150. We need at least 150 by the time we're halfway through the stream, even maybe 200. But guys, come on, doesn't cost a thing to like the video. Make sure you're doing that because it helps us reach a wider audience as well. So guys, keep showing love, get your comments in as well. Great super chat there, so big up for that as well. Good little debate, but we're going to move on and see what happens with the David Raya situation in the next coming week. But
can we ask a last question to all of us? Do you think it's going to happen?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't.
Okay, I like it. I second with Ty.
I think Ramsdale still stays even if he's there, because Ramsdale's got very good mentality for me, and I think he's a goalkeeper that doesn't let his head drop low, and that's something you can't put a price on. And I think they'll battle it out for the season to see who's going to be deserving the number one. And I think Raya might know that as well. Like if he does go to Arsenal,
let me ask Mo.
That might be good for them just to go and win the league and another trophy, because they can play a second string team and be okay. But the way I look at it is like, when you talk about shot stopping percentages and all this kind of stuff, didn't Raya get like the most saves in the Premier League as a goalkeeper?
He finished fourth in the league.
Something like that. So he's only bad at long shots, like Kepa. Whereas Ramsdale shots, probably one of the best as he goes in the league when it comes to that. I've seen enough tips over that bar from Ramsdale. I don't think it's, I don't know, man. I think they're going to get him. What's the point of talking to him if you don't think you're going to,
Let me ask, because you said yeah, and I said no. Let me ask you quickly one question in Mo, because you said no.
Then leave the stream. We don't need you.
Yeah, if you don't want to watch, you don't have to watch, man. Exactly that. And also, by the way, we don't say likes just for likes. We're saying to reach a wider audience. That's maybe how you found us, by the way. So, proofs in the puds.
My man, we're not asking you for super chat. We're not asking you to pay our bills, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Just listen, bro. Listen, my man. We're not asking you to pay our bills. The like is free. This is a free freaking content. Hit that like
we take time out of our day.
And keep doing free content so your ass can watch it for free. So stop that thing.
But what's that else? It's cool.
Oh, it's too funny. People are funny, man. You can't please everyone. But Mo, quickly, yeah. If, like Cass said, Matt Turner leaves, then does Raya sign?
Still, no. I don't think Arsenal will put 40 million pounds for a second goalkeeper.
They're saying 30 though.
Well, Thomas Frank said we're not budging 40. So yeah,
Thomas Frank's a good liar.
Let's see.
Money. Do Brentford not need money as well to go recruit? I ain't seen them doing mad recruitments. They've done a little bit, but they're going to need money. They're going to fumble in the end.
Yeah, because they're not getting the Tony money. Yeah, it's interesting. It's true. It's a good point. A good way of looking at it. What do we think, though, before we go into other clubs, Arsenal and the Kvaratskhelia news? We're all fans of Kvaratskhelia. Let's be honest. The way he played last year, his breakout year in full, played on the left wing. I think halfway through the season, he was the best left winger in Europe, you could probably say. Had a little bit of a drop off towards the end of the year, just like Napoli did as well. But kind of the league was sewn up. They were knocked out the Champions League. So it's kind of like just keeping themselves going. But it looks like Osimhen's at the moment going to be staying. And it looks like Kvaratskhelia is going to be staying. But this guy's attributes for me are like suited to the Premier League. The way he drives the ball, the way he runs, cuts in, shoots. He can deliver across as well. He's got the aggression. He's got the energy. I just don't see where he fits into the Arsenal team. He fits into the Premier League. But when we're talking Arsenal, if he played on the right, I'm like, oh my God, go out and get him. Him and Saka on the right, like battling each other. Go for it with the Champions League and League. But if you've got Trossard and Martinelli already on the left, I think this news, by the way, and like we said, like Mo said, we're reporting it as news, transfer news reports. I just don't see there being legs in this. It doesn't make sense to me.
Scenario. Let me get you a scenario. They have Gabriel Jesus up top. Who's the second option? It is Eddie Nketiah. Balogun might leave. Eddie Nketiah isn't good enough. Martinelli, we know, can play a striker. He's a lethal finisher. We know that. Kvaratskhelia plays on the left. And Martinelli maybe start up top or maybe be a second striker behind Jesus. The reason why I'm saying that, because Kvaratskhelia adds to that team. The guy is brilliant. The guy is brilliant, to be honest. He comes in, he actually displaces both Trossard and Martinelli. Also, I have seen Trossard play in the midfield, which is he have done for Brighton before, and he has done in this preseason. And coaches are not just going to try a player for no reason.
That's a flex. Trossard's a bit of a flex, isn't it? When you think about it, striker, left wing, right wing, centre mid.
He played for Brighton as a number 8, a high number 8. You know, the number 8 that's behind the striker. In the preseason, he did it, and he did it brilliantly. Though it's really not like he did it to fill a spot. He did it, and he excelled at it. Because I'm a big fan of Trossard, to be honest. I think Kvaratskhelia makes sense. Also, he can play right or left. Yes, he played left for Napoli, but I think he's 22 years old. Can be molded to play on that right side. The problem with me is that if you have Kvaratskhelia coming to the Premier League and coming to Arsenal Football Club, are you going to sit Martinelli or Jesus on the bench? That's a big, big if.
I
can't see it.
But he's better than them, isn't he, Ty? Is he better than them?
He's, do you know what? It's so funny because he is better than them. And I think Martinelli is also a great weapon off the bench, by the way. This is not me gunning Martinelli. I think he's a good starter, of course. But I feel like off the bench, he's that type of player like Garnacho for Man United. He brings energy. He brings directness. He gets bums off seats. But Kvara is one of the top 5 left wingers in the world, you could say right now. So if he comes in, he should be starting because he can score. He can create. But the way Martinelli plays for this Arsenal system, because when you look at Saka, right, he's more the Anthony type in terms of, or the Mahrez type in terms of, he doesn't really run in behind loads. He does run in behind sometimes, but he's more the ball to feet. He isolates players 1v1, comes inside, dribbles. He creates space for others by like bringing people towards him, right? But Martinelli is the Heung-min Son for Arsenal. He runs in behind. He's the direct one. He's that pacey one. I don't know if Kvara will be that profile for Arsenal if he came in over Martinelli. So it's more of a system thing rather than who's better, because I think Kvara's a better player. But system-wise, what do you think, Kaz? Does Kvara do what Martinelli does?
I'm going to be honest. Before last season, I never heard of Kvaratskhelia, and to say he's top 5 is a madness to me. He had one good season in my eyes because I
don't think there's so many good left wingers. I think Rafael Leao's in there.
I can't. Even last season, Leao was garbage, man. I didn't see the hype.
I know, but I think if you're looking at the striker market, it's dead. So I don't think it's that hard to be in the top 5.
Have we not all thought like where Martinelli first started his career? Striker, no
striker.
So what if Martinelli might be the long-term solution to Jesus? You know, like as in if it's not working one way, then try it another way. Maybe it could be a Kvaratskhelia Martinelli Saka link up, because as far as I know, Arsenal don't need a false 9 to really dominate anymore. They just need someone that's going to stretch their back line a little bit. And I think it's just good options as well. You got a facilitator in Kvaratskhelia, quite a direct facilitator, like a bit like Grealish. And you got Saka. That would make sense for someone like. It would make more sense for Kvaratskhelia to play with someone like Martinelli up front rather than a Jesus. You know, that's the whole point, because otherwise he's got to do more direct running. So, and then Jesus again is an option. He can play right, he can play left, or he can play down the middle. I think it just gives Arsenal ultimate options up going forward. You know, and then Trossard could be that bit of depth in the midfield if need be. I think it's a sick. If I can't,
would you go ahead if Arsenal have the funds? Would you be going ahead with this?
Ultimately, I think Napoli need to sell one player. It's either Kvaratskhelia or it's going to be Osimhen this season. Osimhen's been outpriced. Someone might pay big money for Kvaratskhelia. And we don't know if it's going to be 80 million, 100 million, 90 million. I don't even know if Arsenal truly want to even get this guy. But it's going to be linked kind of heavy. Like, it's not the first link. Like, Kvaratskhelia was linked with who before?
Newcastle for a while, do you remember?
Yeah, Newcastle and stuff like that. And we're talking 80 million. So I think that's something that Arsenal could drop. And it depends how much they really want to go win the league. Do they need him? No, probably not. Would they want him? Probably yes.
What do you say on the price, Mo, as well? Because you watched Napoli a lot.
So Arsenal have 6 players in the front line, right? In Nketiah, as of now, Balogun, Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, Jesus, Reece Nelson. That's 7. Someone needs to go out. How are 7 players competing for 3 positions? We know Reece Nelson is going to be the 6th choice, but I think Kvaratskhelia, someone else is going. Nketiah might be going or something. If I'm not, Balogun will be going. That's what I think. About the price, though, I don't know how to assess Kvaratskhelia. One season, as Kaz said, 22 GA isn't bad for someone who's 21. He's not 22. I actually have no idea about the price. All I can tell you is that he's not going for less than 90 million pounds.
So that's over 100 million euros.
Yes. I think it's going to be 100. I think 100 million euros might tempt Napoli. Can Arsenal go and spend that 100 million? I've been told they have the funds. I've been told they have money and they are willing to spend it for Arteta because this is the chance for them to win something major next year. 100 million euros. Listen, if we say that Man United overpaid for what's his name, Højlund, still 100 million euro for someone who has one good season. Well, I've seen it in the Premier League. I've seen it for Caicedo. I've seen it for other players. So who says no? It's the value is the value. You know what I mean? It is how the club is valuing their player.
I've got a good one, right? And this is general. When I mean big transfer, I'm talking like I'm talking midfielders or attackers here, right? Not defenders, because we're going to talk about Liverpool and Gvardiol straight after this. Just a question for both of you two. We've seen Tonali obviously already come to Newcastle, but in terms of attackers, there's not been, obviously, Højlund's joining Man United for 70 million euros package or whatever it is, right? But he's coming to the club. Do you guys see, in between now and the end of the transfer window, a massive summer transfer happening in terms of like attackers? Do you see, like, even if it's not the Premier League or anywhere, do you guys see a standout like, whoa, like at 100 million, like we said about Kvaratskhelia? Do you see one of these happening, or do you think it's going to be a lot of talk?
I don't think there's anyone available enough.
Yeah, and we're not talking, and I'm putting, by the way, in the comments, Mbappe is not included in this because if he goes Real Madrid, we're going to be like, we knew it anyway. If anyone else other than Mbappe, Kane's a good one. Like that, but someone asked me today, like who I sort of bumped into the cafe, was like watching the shows randomly, which was sick, by the way. So big up if they're here. He was saying like, Ty, do you genuinely think like Kane actually goes? And I was like, I do, but I'm not like, yes, 100%. Like, do you guys think Kane actually does go? Like, or any big transfer like this happens?
Imagine, I don't know why, but I just think Mbappe loan somewhere in the Prem is possible. Just to get out.
Okay, Cass, to a non-Champions League side or a Champions League side?
Cheeky. That's so cheeky. That's cheeky.
Why?
That's cheeky because you know that he's linked to Chelsea, and that's cheeky to ask about the Champions League.
Everything's Liverpool as well, though.
Yeah. I know, and Liverpool don't play Champions League.
But sometimes, Mo, you've got to be cheeky and ask.
I think it'll be beyond, because if you're going to lose him on a free, you're just going to play him anyways, right? That's the way I look at him, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe the relationship's absolutely severed to the point it's like, go play for another club, it will agree your fee 6 months down the line or something. I don't know. It's a bit.
I think my biggest one is Kane. If I had to pick one, I do think Kane eventually goes. That'd be the biggest transfer for me.
Before we start talking about this, a lot of people in the comments, guys, you're talking to us about the Osimhen thing that just came out about half an hour ago. I've seen it. It's a Saudi bid, Al Hilal bid. Al Hilal are trying to build a super team as well. They're linked to Amrabat now. They went to Italy. They're trying to get Amrabat from Man United. I don't think it's happening. So my answer for Osimhen to Saudi Arabia, I don't think Osimhen is finished in Europe. He's 24 years old. I don't think he goes to Saudi Arabia, even for 1 million a week. Because if he wants a big move, I think he can go and make half this money somewhere else in Europe as well.
Yeah, that's why I saw it, but I thought I'm not going to talk about it too much. Let's see if it actually comes out fully reliable and everything as well. But he shouldn't move there. But yeah. What name are you got before we go?
To Bernard, I know that. I think if Ousmane Dembele goes, I think Barcelona might use that money, the 40 million plus, and then try to tempt Bernardo Silva. They're gonna try to tempt Bernardo Silva.
They're going to get Cancelo with that money though.
Cancelo then. So they might get.
I can really imagine him there. I can so.
But the thing about it is that Cancelo isn't a direct replacement for Ousmane Dembele. I have seen Cancelo play a winger in Inter, in Valencia, at Man City. He isn't good as a winger. For some reason, the guy driving from the back is better.
We can talk about like the forward line, but when you think about the back line, they got some crap fullbacks, bro. Like other than that Balde guy, everyone else is garbage at Barcelona. That right-hand side is so bad.
Yeah, who is their right back?
Flipping Sergio Roberto and Serginho Dest.
Yeah, and then they need to move Araujo back into central. Yeah, and Kunde, like it's just silly. Bro.
Yeah, they won the league with that. It goes to show how good the league is.
Yeah. But I hear you, Cass. It's not something that makes me feel comfortable. This centre back like Araujo, Kunde at right back, play him at centre back, like, and that's your partnership. So I think Cancelo could play as a right back at Barcelona. I could really imagine it. 100%. But yeah, let's see. It's interesting. Obviously, Osimhen, I think he will stay, but Kane's the only big one really. Mbappe might go, but I don't really see loads happening. But guys, make sure you're running up the likes. There's over 700 of you here, please. So make sure you keep supporting us. Smash a like. If you're foment here, it's just on the live chat. Cross off the live chat and there'll be a thumb there, and you hit that and you come straight back to the live chat and continue the conversation with you guys in the comments as well. But we're going to move on because this is one I actually do want to talk about, because I kind of felt that Man City had this wrapped in. And obviously, if you're asking anyone who's Man City fan, Daps will be on tonight. But Gvardiol, it was Fabrizio. This is the big one. He might have messed up. He said, "Oh, here we go. Gvardiol to Man City," and nothing's actually happened yet. And now with it not happening, Laporte's still playing for Man City. He played in preseason, started yesterday. He's still getting game time at the moment. It seemed like Gvardiol would come in and Laporte would then leave and then go on to his next adventure. Man City are not silly. Pep's not silly. He doesn't sell players unless he knows he's got the replacement coming in. Now, this Gvardiol news of Liverpool potentially coming in and making a bid would be huge, because I'll be honest with you, right? There's nothing saying that Liverpool have made a bid. The fact that they may be pondering it or considering it. I've not said they needed a centre-back for time. Cassis said Inacio was a left centre-back. Mo said go and get a right centre-back. I said they need a centre-back in general. Now, they've got Konate and Van Dijk who are right-footed. Yes, Van Dijk plays on the left, but Konate and Van Dijk, what do they have in common at the moment? Well, one's come back from a big, long injury, and one is injury-prone. So they can't rely on either to always start every game. You can move Van Dijk over with Konate, and they can battle it out for the right centre-back spot at times. And Gvardiol fits like a glove at left centre-back. Now, I've said if Liverpool got 2 more players in, then they could compete for the title. If Gvardiol was to be one of them and City miraculously doesn't complete this deal, for me, this would be huge. I'm talking like, when I say centre-back, like if they bring in a young centre-back, I'm like, oh, let's see what happens. If they bought in Gvardiol and got another midfielder, that's a statement to say you've got a challenge, because we're talking about one of the best left centre-backs up and coming in world football right now. This would be a huge deal. And if I'm a Liverpool fan and Liverpool have the money, I would be like, go and spend that money, because it's such a long-term investment. Slap the bid in, put City under pressure, even if he's made his mind up, and see what happens. If I'm Liverpool, I would try and test the waters with Gvardiol, because I feel like that's a massive upgrade on what they've got with Gomez and Matip. But like we said, the City deal probably does get done. But we've got to talk on the reports that Liverpool are considering it. Where are you at with this, Cass? I know you would hate to see Gvardiol, obviously in a City shirt, but even a Liverpool shirt.
If he goes to Liverpool, everything I said.
I love this from Cass, the laugh. He's like, if he goes to Liverpool, it's long, bro.
It's a long day. They put their Van Dijk replacement to a T. They got there. I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't want it to be crazy. And it smells. It actually smells. The thing is, why we have to keep the same energy for this stuff? We got to go over the facts. We were talking about with Caicedo. We said, why can't Liverpool go for Caicedo now? They just got 40 million upfront in cash for Fabinho to use, right? Plus installment stuff. And I'm pretty sure they might be, if they were willing to fork out 70 million potentially for Colwell before they said he's not for sale, why can they not do it for Gvardiol either? Especially with City doing this now, it's either one or two ways. Liverpool are truly interested in this guy, and they want him because they were interested in him last year, remember? Mm-hmm. Or this is Gvardiol, this is Leipzig pushing out a narrative so City can hurry up and go pay the money. Which one?
Mo, which one do you think it is?
I'm going to talk about Liverpool tactically. I'm not, because I listen, if he goes to Liverpool, I think he chooses Man City, to be honest.
Yep, I agree.
But Man City are still haven't sold Laporte. So who's he going to replace? But Liverpool desperately need a centre-back, especially after that preseason. Horrific defending from the guys that were on the bench. And also, tactically, I think if Liverpool, the way I see Trent playing the midfield, to be honest, Liverpool, if they get a left center back and they play 3 in the back, by the way, Van Dijk plays that with the Netherlands. Remember that Van Dijk is actually, that Van Dijk is used to that system, having Daley Blind on his left, or Nathan Ake, who was like a left center back, left back. So in my opinion, if they get Gvardiol, that gives Trent a free license to play in the midfield next to a Lavia. So that would be, for me, I think that is a good option for them, because otherwise you go get a Caicedo and you get a center back that will be not good enough. in my opinion, if he ends up at Liverpool, it's a very good signing for them. I think it elevates them to a different level as well.
Yeah,
As
it's a
he is
different
very
level
good.
signing.
Is he gonna go to Liverpool? I don't know, but I know that if Liverpool put 85 million bid, as reported, that if they do that, he might end up at Liverpool because City, they didn't want to pay the money that Leipzig wanted. Actually, in the beginning, they did, and Leipzig said, no, we want more. They were greedy. Are they allowed to be greedy? He's their player. So,
Do you know what? Do you know what the funny thing is that I'm confident in him that he goes to City because I feel like when City have done all this groundwork, I feel like it's waiting for the last bit of it that gets announced or you know the confirmation of the extra millions they need to pay. However, the only thing that would slightly make me a little bit worried if I was a City fan is just the fact that one of you mentioned that they wanted him last year. I think it was Caster said it. They actually did want him last year, and I think they felt priced out of the move back then last season. However, this season they're showing that they're back in Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp with the midfielders coming in. And with Gvardiol, if they are to put a bid down, it's not like they're coming in blind. They've already spoke to Gvardiol probably last year because they wanted him then. So they know his agents already. Klopp and obviously this German connection. They've got this new director of football, whatever it is he does the transfers at the moment. He's German himself. Yeah, so it's not like the only thing for City is I wouldn't be like, oh, they're just coming out for the blue. They've obviously had links already with Gvardiol. So if he doesn't end up at City and something does fall off and they really do pull out, I would be very worried as a Man United fan because I think that Liverpool could get this deal done. And not because they haven't got the money. I feel like this is a different level signing, like most of it. It really like makes me think they could challenge. Like they just could.
Yeah, I just don't. You know what? As much as I like Gvardiol, 90 million is brazy when I think there's someone
a lot of money.
There's someone you can go get who I think is not far off his ability. Apparently got a 38.5 million release clause in Gonzalo Inacio. I don't know why none of them will. And the thing is, I guarantee if City are like, yeah, Liverpool, yeah, they'll go get Gonzalo Inacio for that price, and it's exactly the same thing. In my opinion, both left away, both.
It's got to be something though that's making them not bid for Inacio.
I don't know, man. I think this is Leipzig pushing a narrative. Why I think it's more likely for them to be pushing the narrative across to cities because they want more money and City are not trying not to budge and be taken for a ride, right? And they never do get taken for a ride. Like Declan Rice, they're like, no, you know what? Fair enough, have it. If Liverpool want to pay the extra like 10 million for him or something like that, go on, have it. They'll have another target. That's the way I get it. And I know Gvardiol has already come out and he said he wants to go Man City. They will even say the CEO of Leipzig said he was going to be going to City. I just don't get it. What really is the hold up? Whether it's Laporte or not, I don't think it is at this moment of time. Liverpool, like it's the end of July and they've only bought it in Kovacic. So as a City fan, you must be thinking like, come on, man. Like you trust your club, you trust your board, but this is taking kind of long.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you said that, right? I'll let Mo run the likes of it because I was walking out of work today with Sam. And you know, Sam, he's quite a confident City fan and stuff. But he was saying to me, Ty, do you know what? Like, I'm actually thinking our squad, even though we've got a good 16, our squad's looking a little bit short. And the fact that he said that, I was like, right, you never normally say this. He's just like, he wants to feel like he wants to see one or two faces in through the door. I'm not saying that all City fans are like that. Daps is saying that he's not worried about others. Obviously, he trusts Pep and everything that he does. And you can understand it because they've been so consistent. But Sam was just saying, I want to see one or two more faces through the door because, like, are we going to have that hunger and everything to go again? He just wants to see some freshness. And I can see it because, you know, all teams, Ferguson used to do it, always 2 or 3 signings every year just to top it up. Go on, Mo.
No, just 850 people here. We need you guys to hit that like button so the channel can go to the next viewer and we keep doing the content. The likes are the free things. Yes, I know that Castro is actually, I think you're watching, I think he's watching the stream like behind a little bit. So the comments are behind. Yeah. But guys, the like button is very important to us because this is how the channel grows. The like button pushes the video to new subscribers. We're not asking for likes because we want you to like the video. We need you to like the video because this is the bread and butter of every channel. It's the like button. I have something I want to say, and I want to get your opinion, Ty. I think Gvardiol is, like the rest of the market, is overpriced. Is it fair to say that?
Yes, I think it is fair to say that, especially for a centre. Right, it's a centre back, and I know people are going to say that obviously he's still a world-class player, world-class talent, can I say? I agree with that. But when I'm talking 90 million, I feel like 90 million should be for people that are impacting the game on the other side of the pitch, where I'm talking goals, creativity, like someone that's going to come into your team and think, whoa, like, do you know what I mean? You're making a big statement in terms of us winning games. I'm not saying Gvardiol can't help Liverpool win games. Of course, a centre-back keeping clean sheets, looking strong can help you win games, but you don't see centre-back signed for 90 million, euros. Harry Maguire was an exception. Van Dijk was an exception, really, when you think about it. One's worked out, one hasn't. But I think if Liverpool were to sign or Man City were to sign Gvardiol for like 55 million, I'm thinking, cool. I understand that Leipzig are protecting a long-term project.
It's 100 million euros time.
Yeah, so what's that? 85 million pounds?
Yeah, 100 million euros. Can you imagine 100 million pounds for
100 on a defender? I can't see why 100 million pounds on a centre back, 100 million euros on a centre back is justifiable. I think he's very good. By the way,
Mo, do you know even what you're talking about? 1 minute you say 100 million euros, the next you switch it to 100 million pounds. Which one is it?
No, it's 85 million pounds.
Okay, so 85. Let's go 85 million then. Yeah, because I was getting confused.
I never said 100 million pounds. I never said that.
Oh my word!
So maybe it's a miss. Maybe I slipped. It's all right. I'm allowed.
I was saying, like, which one is it? Because you're confusing.
Am I not allowed?
I'm baffled.
No, it's right. Like, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it in front of me, so maybe I slipped. It's all right. You're not gonna slaughter me because I slipped. Come on.
Now, you know what? I'm gonna see what Cass thinks, but 85 million for me is over.
I'm paying it. If we paid 80 million for Maguire, you think I'd give a damn about 85 million for Inacio?
Yeah. If you offered me the deal, I'm taking 85 million for Gvardiol all day. Yeah, me and Cass are in that position.
You don't realize what markets you're in. You're in a buyer's market. No, you're in a seller's market, right? So you're gonna overpay regardless for most players in this whole window. I'm paying it. He's like 20. How old is he? What, 20, 21? 21, 22, something like that. That's stupid. That's stupid. It's like, if you ask me how much is Saliba right now, how much is he?
Mo, if you ask people to hit that like button one more time.
How much? That's a good question. Yeah.
How much is Saliba? How much should you pay for Saliba?
That's a good one. I'm letting Mo answer this.
I'm paying 100 million.
I couldn't hear it, of course.
You couldn't hear the question now?
Of course you did. I didn't. Did you see Daps storming in here? He told me. He told me, the people, you guys shouldn't hit the like button.
So how much are you paying for Saliba?
Yeah, how much are you paying for Saliba in million pounds, in pounds?
Okay, listen, this question is becoming strange because it depends on the market now, as Cass said. If I look at the market now, on Gvardiol is 85, Saliba is 100 million pounds.
Okay, so how much is Gvardiol then?
But that's the thing. Saliba's price depends on Gvardiol's deal.
And technically, if you're saying Saliba's 100 million, then Gvardiol 85, technically that's not overpriced.
No, you're not hearing me. Saliba is 100 million because Gvardiol is 85 million. It's not the other way around.
Just a quick question. But didn't Man City offer the 85 million anyways, and got it, like the here we go and all this kind of stuff? Now they're asking for 95. Am I wrong?
It's 70. I think it's 75, and they agreed on everything. And someone publicly said the number. RB Leipzig didn't like it, and they said no, we want 10 more, which is very strange. But anyway,
it's all crazy. Do you know
to
what?
To be honest,
they're not going.
I want to say something. I have to stop myself, Mo, to stop saying players are overpriced, because maybe we need to move, the prices. You know what I mean? They're not over. This is just the prices. Do you know what I mean? Like, we stop saying overpriced because the only one in the market that went for maybe a lower price is McAllister, and that was because of a release clause. But everybody else, the price is the price now.
Yep.
Caicedo is worth 90 million. Declan Rice is worth 100 million. So Gvardiol,
we've paid 65 for Højlund.
72 million.
Okay, you've done your research now with the add-ons, but yeah, do you know what I'm saying? And this is someone who's played got 9 goals in 20 starts. Let me be clear, by the way, before people get on to him, in 20 starts. But we're talking about Gvardiol, who's won trophies of Leipzig. He's proven already that he's a top-level centre-back. Helped get Croatia, I think, to the quarters of the semis already of a World Cup. Like, this guy's going to be very good. This is a long-term investment. If City get him or Liverpool get him, he will be there in 2029. This is the difference. Unless he goes to a Real Madrid or anything, there's not many clubs that you're going to leave to go to better than Liverpool or Man City, unless you go to Spain. So if they pay the money, they're getting a massive long-term investment. And like I said, if Liverpool go ahead and make this move and they did happen to get him over Man City, it's a different level signing for me. That makes you title contenders, especially if you get another midfielder in as well. You have to be with that team.
No, I disagree with that. I still think they lack experience in that midfield. Lavia,
They do, but the fans they will
McAllister,
want to challenge. Mo, they will want to challenge.
they need an experienced midfielder. I don't know who it is.
I agree, but I don't think people would let Liverpool okay, right? You said they need an experienced midfielder. Let me ask you this then: if they got Gvardiol and they get one more midfielder, do you think that team?
Who's
and
the
Cass can
name?
answer this as well. Hear me out. Do you think that team could finish above Arsenal?
Who's the name? Give me a name. Lavia, no. Paulinia, yes. You see the difference?
So basically,
Very different.
It's all on the DM signing.
So in my opinion, they get Gvardiol, they switch to 3 in the back, Robertson shift to the bench. That's just whatever, it's in my head, but people don't want to believe that. And Trent next to Paulinia, Szoboszlai, McAllister, and a 3 up top. That's a great team.
Yes,
that's a fantastic team.
If they got Paulinia instead of a Lavia, you think they could finish above Arsenal?
Lavia's not ready, Ty.
I'm not saying he is or isn't. I'm saying that I think their fans would want to compete. I've already said as well with you, they need experience. They can't really lose 3 or 4 heads and just bang a new midfield together. But I feel like if they sign 3 midfielders and got a Gvardiol and they kept the rest,
he specifically said he wants the fans would expect to compete.
Yeah, I'm saying the fans would definitely be wanting to compete. Don't listen to Jules on the weekend getting our heads with the top 4 shit. I'm not having that.
Liverpool fans are always expecting their team to compete because they believe so much in Jurgen Klopp. At the moment, they said we only need 1 midfielder, and I'm expecting Jurgen Klopp to at least push, not 4th, not 3rd, 2nd.
I can't see them getting I can't see them getting Gvardiol and another DM that's going to be experienced and within a good price. It's too much, I think, for Liverpool. That's why I don't really want to kind of believe the rumors, and I don't want it to happen either. So yeah.
I love this conversation going between Ty and Daps in the comments while Cass is talking.
I know. I heard the experience. This is what I'm saying, but I'm saying the fans. That's what I'm saying. They would definitely want to be up there competing. I'm not having them just saying, "Oh yeah, we'll get top 4." I'm like, no, you wanted that last year. You've now signed 3 new midfielders potentially, and you could get a centre back. So
since we're staying on Liverpool, let's talk about Lavia. Today, the morning, like in the news this morning, everywhere, I'm saying Lavia, new bid imminent from Liverpool. I think they will land their player. They are leading the race. Is that the signing they need, though, from your opinion? I said my opinion.
What do you think, Gus?
Wait, say that again, sorry.
Forget Gus is on his.
No, sorry, I just saw Europa League post the Jurgen Klopp picture and everything. It was just they just don't.
Right, they're rinsing them this summer.
They're rinsing Liverpool.
Well, it's 7 Champions League playing in Europa League.
They say Lavia, when they say 45 million bid and it's just ready to go. I just don't know why it's taking so long. I thought Fabinho was gone. It is Monday though, so it could happen today. But it's done. 45 million. If Southampton want to budge over 5 million, then I don't think they're going to get another price like that. Personally.
Yeah, I agree with you.
45 million for Lavia is already overspending anyways in a little bit of a capacity, because I think most people believe like Lavia should cost 35. It's just, they just know that a bit of that money is going to go to Man City anyways. You know, so that's another win for Man City in some capacity. But 45 million is still, when you think about it, we talk about Gvardiol and how many years he can give him. It's going to be this, and he's way more experienced, to be fair. But the same thing, Lavia. If you're giving 45 million for a guy that could be at the top of his game for the next 10 years, let's call it, no player really stays for 10 years, to be fair. Let's just call it for the next 5+ years. It's a still, isn't it? If you look at it like that.
Do you think, how do I word this? I'm not trying, I could be chatting crap here. Do you guys think 45 million is what they're bidding for Lavia, but Spurs got a 45 million and they got James Maddison? What do you think is the better deal?
What?
James
Maddison is like James Maddison, of course.
Yeah,
what?
I'm saying they paid the same price, 45 million, and they want 45. Lavia, they're saying 45, 50 million. So what would you think is the better deal?
Maddison, but in this market, from what I'm seeing, a lot of people are paying money for potential. He has potential. Hoyland, Lavia has potential. A lot of teams are like buying players from Man City's academy because it's the best academy in the country now. It's potential. Everybody's paying for potential. So, Maddison is an established player.
So I agree with you guys. So it's clear, Cass, you're saying Maddison, right?
No, you know what?
Okay.
No, I'm saying Lavia now. I'm sorry, but like,
Oh, so you're more disagreeing. Like, run.
Maddison's 26. Madison's ceiling isn't getting any higher, especially now that he's signed for Tottenham as well. Like, I just don't see it. And I think I've seen enough of Maddison. I think Maddison was better 2 years ago than he is today. And maybe it's unfair because he was in a Leicester's team. So maybe in a better team, he looks absolutely amazing. Like, you never know in it. Human son and that.
Is Spurs without Kane a better team?
No, but what's it called? Of course not. But what I'm trying to say, but they got like Human Son and that, not flipping Nacho and a washed out Vardy. But the way I look at it is like this: is the potential part of Lavia. I think he's gonna reach it anyways. But the quality and depth and the gap of Maddison compared to Lavia, I think Lavia will be so much more getting close to that for like as in he won't be far off of Maddison levels in the next couple of years. 45 million for what? Does that make any sense in a way? I think the gap isn't even that far.
I asked it. It's an interesting one. I didn't know if you were going to disagree. And obviously, Mo thinks Maddison.
I'm not massively sold on Maddison.
I'm a big fan, though. I'm a big fan of Maddison.
I'm not. Other than free kicks and twists and turns here, and that 10 is dead now. And he can't play 8 years ago on engine. He's a luxury player, man.
You got to come back to it, Mo.
Fantastic player. Listen, can play on the right side, cut inside, be behind the striker. He's absolutely... Listen, Maddison for me is one of the best advanced midfielders in the league. Like, I think Maddison is better than Odegaard if he plays for an Arsenal team.
Ooh. Do you?
That's 100%. For me, they're close. They're close, but I think Maddison is a better player than Odegaard, in my opinion.
Oh my God. You didn't hit this say from me, by the way. Just cuss him.
Bro.
This is you got to explain in why. Okay, right, Mo, you just said a big statement, and you know me, we're all is. Explain how Maddison comes into Arsenal.
Madison delivers
Madison
delivers in a shit Leicester team. He is their talisman. He's absolutely fantastic player. Has everything to be a top player. The problem is he played for Leicester City, and he still delivered. When you deliver like this in that team, I think he is a brilliant player. Every time I'm watching the guy, he has magic.
What's he delivered?
Feet, in my opinion.
He delivered
numbers. What did Odegaard deliver, my friend? So I'm gonna go back. Listen, I'm gonna go back to that.
No, you said numbers. Go on, go compare Maddison's all-time numbers compared to Odegaard's numbers this year.
All-time numbers.
Go on. In one season,
Odegaard has 2 seasons in the Premier League, didn't he?
So we love to talk.
I don't know. See, I'm not gonna go and do research. Okay, based on what I watched last year, Maddison played, I think, less games than Odegaard. I think he scored 10 goals and had some double-digit assists, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's absolutely a player that can transform a team if he plays with the right team. And Odegaard plays in the right team for him, right? Xhaka and Partey did most of the running for him. I think Maddison is the better player for him.
I don't think Maddison can come into the Arsenal team and dictate and control the play like Odegaard does for this Arsenal team.
He doesn't glide either. Like, don't get me wrong, turns and twists, great and everything. Like, Maddison's great at that. But in terms of gliding across the pitch, there's only
people don't like the truth, bro. Just people don't like it.
Mo, I don't like you right now.
No.
Listen,
Cass, sometimes you have opinions that are different than people. You rated Phillips more than Rice.
That's right.
I agreed with you. I said I disagreed with you a little bit about Phillips better than Rice. And
I have a different opinion about me, and you might and go across that way of saying things. But guess what? Doesn't mean I agree with your opinion.
Sometimes 100%. I actually don't expect you to agree.
There's a reason why only Tottenham really and truly came in for this guy and nobody else did. Why is that, Mo?
There is a reason why Odegaard failed at Real Madrid.
Such a still at 45 million, but
Massively.
only Tottenham and Newcastle who pulled out the deal for him. Makes sense.
Boy, let me get a couple of super chats in. That is a big take there. Mo just said that he thinks Maddison is the better player over Odegaard. They got the chat booting off. Sometimes what we need sometimes. Big up Jamrock as well with a super chat here. He says preference of JK and LSC are 6'3" and taller centre backs. So obviously he's saying 6'3" players at the centre back at Liverpool is what they'll probably ideally look for. So we'll watch out for that as well. Obviously, like we said, Liverpool looking at potential Gvardiol deal, but that's looking like he's heading to City. But who knows in football? Big up Jamrock for the super chat. And then we've got AMT here says, chat rubbish regarding Maddison. But I see basically saying you're chatting rubbish regarding Maddison's better than Odegaard. That's AMT with a super chat there. Mo, do you want to quickly respond? Or I think we were just
as well. You can't
No,
see.
he says I'm chatting rubbish. It's up to him though. It's my opinion.
it's a
and
football opinion.
I still stand by it. I don't think they are far off from each other. But if it was me, I think Maddison's a better player.
No, I hear that. And big up. And
by the way, me saying someone is a better player than someone doesn't mean that the other player is rubbish. I think Odegaard was wicked last year. I said he's absolutely great last year. I just think, in my opinion, Maddison is a better player than Odegaard.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Nick Saunders, 2 months member as well for NAF. It's a big up, man. Member for NA. No, wait, is it 2 months or 8 months, Cass?
He's been a member for 8 months.
Oh, so member for 8 months. Wow. So that basically is when we started the membership. So big up, Nick, for that, man. Massively appreciate that. Keep it up as well. Football's back soon. You are right. 2 weeks. Community Shield this weekend as well. So you know it's going to... They say it's a friendly, but you know if Arsenal win, they're going to start saying everything. So let's see what happens there. But yes, guys, we're going to move on from that as well because we're going to touch on Mbappe, who we did say earlier could be looking at a loan move to the Premier League. Now, I think it's a shoo-in that he goes to Real Madrid. And I actually, as a football fan, I'll be real with you lot. I want to see him at Real Madrid. Benzema's gone. I know that I prefer players to come to the Premier League like Ronaldo did and then go to Real Madrid sort of in their 27 age and just do their peak of their career there. But I just feel like with Benzema gone, Real Madrid, they lost to Barcelona even on pre-season. I feel like they're just lacking a cutting edge. Rodrigo's a good player, but he's not like, oh my God, he doesn't ever set me a world of light. Vinicius is very good. You've got Bellingham in the number 10 role now. Just add Mbappe. Just pay the money, Real Madrid, and make the Champions League brilliant next season. I don't feel like he will go unknown to a Premier League team, especially a non-Champions League team, which, Mo, I know you said to me earlier, I see what you're doing and you're being cheeky, but why would you not want to play in the Champions League next season if you're Kylian Mbappe? Forget the money, forget the low move to Chelsea. Why would you want to do that? He has to go to Real Madrid.
There's no legs for this. He's not going to go to Liverpool on loan. He's not going to go to Chelsea on loan. Why? I don't get it. Why would he do that? Also, who's paying the wages? Who's paying the wages? By the way,
Chelsea
Mbappe
wages now.
No, the thing of the wages is too much for just 1 year with no resale value. You're just getting a player for 1 year, and you also have to pay PSG a fee for the loan. And let me just be honest. Do Chelsea really need Mbappe now to compete for the top 4 or get top 5? No, they don't.
Get Mbappe, they're winning the league, man. I don't
care. My God! See,
I don't want to see. I don't want to see Jackson and Nkunku.
Top 5, nothing.
If I see Sterling, Nkunku, Jackson, and Mbappe, and they go, let's say they do and go get Kai, say I'm done, man. I'm finished. I can't be bothered. Just give it to them, hand it to them. Like, here you go on a plate. They can even, if they wanted to, they can play transition ball the whole year, and that front 3-4 is gone. I don't want.
They can defend with 10 players. Leave the guy up top.
No, Mbappe's fake, man. No, Mbappe's fake. Go to La Liga, man. If you're not coming to my club, get out.
No, but to be honest, he has to tie. The news is he has to until midnight tonight or tomorrow, 31st, and tonight, to make a decision about extending, or officially they will put him on the market and set a price.
Ooh, okay.
So there will be a set price for Mbappe. This is the news from like a French outlets that they want him to renew now. Also, he gets 60 million tomorrow.
Okay, loyalty, so what do we think? If we're talking an Mbappe leaving, by the way, this is not an Mbappe where PSG just said, yeah, like if anyone bids 400 million, then we'll accept it. If they want to cash in because they don't want to lose him on a free, they need to make money, and they're going to send him to a team abroad because obviously no one in France is going to buy him. What do you guys think is a realistic price that they'll sell it at? And then I've got a follow-up question off that. What do you think?
150 million euros.
170
euros. So that's 135 million pounds.
That's an Osman.
No, so 150 million pounds.
Right. 150 million pounds. Let's say that, yeah. Cass says 150. I'll say 150 as well.
No, I'm not saying 150. I'm saying about 175, 170.
Okay, 175. We'll go 165 in the middle, right? How many? Give me the clubs that you think can pay that.
No one. No,
West Ham.
What?
Right, Real Madrid potentially, they've got money still in the bank. Could Man United? I'm not saying that we will. Could Man United just say, you know, break the bank? I don't think we can.
No. If Ed Woodward was still in charge, somehow it happened. We'll offer him like 2 million per week.
Yeah. You think Chelsea can? Do you actually genuinely think Chelsea got 175 sitting there?
Yeah, they can spend as much as they want right now. Still, they can't.
Okay. Real Madrid, Chelsea, anyone else?
Chelsea.
No,
You're telling me that Chelsea can pay 150 million pounds for Mbappe?
Funny, with the amount of wages that they freed up, they could afford a lot.
Okay.
And we're not talking Saudi club because he's not going to go to a Saudi club.
Yeah, Chelsea have only bought, other than the other youngsters and stuff, they've only bought what's the name, Jackson. Yeah, correct. Or am I missing anyone from this summer?
Jackson, Disasi.
Yeah, okay, Jackson.
Yeah. 12 years.
They've recuperated. They've recouped how much money this window alone? Of course, they can go buy it if they really wanted to.
Because this is the thing. If they do what Mo said, and that's after tomorrow, August the 1st, and they sacrifice him, he's not going on loan. He's not going on loan.
City can get him. I mean, Inter Milan can't. I think Mbappe is worth more than Inter Milan alone. Right, Mo?
Kind of like a little bit, yeah. A little bit more.
That's what I'm saying. So we're talking 2 clubs that could buy him then, because he's not going to go on loan. So we're talking, if Real Madrid, it has to be.
They're not going to.
Do you think Pep would want Mbappe?
Oh my God. Oh, if Man City got Mbappe, I know they wouldn't, but could you just...
that has zero work rate defensively. Come on.
Yeah, you know, it would work as well. That's the worst part about it.
Okay. Listen, Mbappe would work in any club, but it has to be around him.
Well, if that's not in defense and you can just go attack and play.
I think he goes to Real Madrid at the end. I know PSG don't want him to go to Real Madrid. But there is something about this Real Madrid move that Real Madrid and Mbappe, they do want to do the deal this year because they agreed a signing bonus. And Mbappe would not want to leave that signing bonus, to be honest. So I don't think he's going to go to Real Madrid this summer. I think something... You don't? I think there's another twist will happen.
No, it's hard.
I'm telling you why they don't. I tell you why I don't. I tell you why, because he agreed a signing bonus with them next year. So the problem with that is that he's gonna lose on this signing bonus. It's just...
Who cares? He's getting his bonus now, no? Tomorrow.
Yeah, the loyalty bonus or whatever thing.
Loyalty.
Loyalty, whatever thing.
Yeah, I know this.
It's. I feel like today. I don't know. It's me. I just felt like today's been a bit of a slow day. Obviously, I feel like there's been news out, but generally, you know, when you just don't believe it, like you guys said, it's just like we're reporting it. By the way, we're talking about it because it's stuff to talk about. But do we actually believe that this is proper? I feel like the David Raya, they're talking about personal terms. Kvaratskhelia, I don't see Arsenal going for him. You know, Gvardiol Liverpool, I feel like he's going to Man City, and then Mbappe going to the Premier League, or we all think he's going to Real Madrid. So it's kind of one of them days today where you feel like rumors are being spread, but is it just to push the actual main clubs that are interested to get their deals done? We'll see, but I'm hoping that there is going to be some big news this week and hopefully something does pick up. I know tonight we are going to be talking about the pre-season results. Chelsea obviously collecting their first trophy under Poch. Yeah, that's what some people are calling it. Reece James and Thiago Silva lifting that up. Man United were obviously beaten by Dortmund. Yesterday we had Onana cussing out Maguire already. Barcelona beating Real Madrid, so will that push them to move in the market? And lots more as well. I think City lost to Atletico Madrid. You know, will City, will that push City to make any more signings? Of course, it's only pre-season, so a lot can't be said. But they'll be back tonight. I know it'll be Mo, Cass, Daps, and there might be guests on as well. So make sure you log in at 10 o'clock sharp, ready for that. Actually, what time are we going tonight? Because
11.
Well, maybe 11.
11. There you go. So tonight.
So people just... You know what? Turn the notification bell on. It's simple. If you like the show, tune in. If you don't like the show, just dismiss that notification. The notification bell tells you when we go live. So just easy, simple.
Yeah.
And we're live.
Yeah, so there you go. Live 11 p.m. tonight, sharp. So make sure you're here. Straight away, you're ready. And we'll catch you on the other side. Guys, thank you for your super chats today as well. Massively appreciate it. Make sure you like the show on the web. What did you say?
I said, if you stay on here, it goes to Lewis's channel. So go say hello to Lewis.
Oh, big up. And make sure you do like this video if you haven't already, guys. Big up.